Hey guys, welcome to Gluten for Books. I'm Sonia and this will be my top 5 books that made you think video. My fifth book is Divergent. This is the Portuguese version. And this book made me think because I think everyone is familiar with the plot of this book, but it's about a dystopian world where people are divided into 5 factions: Erudite, Candor, Amity, Dauntless, and Abnegation. And basically, it kind of assumes that people only have this exact trait that, like, abnegation is selfless, and people in abnegation are supposed to think about everyone else and not even think about themselves. And that's kind of generalizing personalities and people, because I'm not only one trait, I'm not only brave, or I'm not only honest. I can be both. So in which one do I fit in? None of them, because I'm more than one trait. I'm more than brave, I'm more than smart, I'm more than honest, and I'm more than selfless, and I'm more than peaceful. I can be all of them together, and that's what it is to be divergent. So this book kind of made me think how people usually judge others based on 1 or 2 traits only. Like, okay, that person is nice, so she's just only nice? What else? Is she smart? I don't know, she could be a genius and be silly at the same time, and it's not a contradiction. There are people that are very smart and they are silly nonetheless. So yeah, Divergent definitely made me think a lot about how people just generalize everything and kind of want to have a label for everything, when sometimes it's not. I don't think it's necessary to label everything. I don't even think it's necessary to label anything, because you are who you are. And so my 4th book, I don't actually have the physical book yet, but it's Fairest by Marissa Meyer. And why Fairest made me think? Because usually we only see the point of view of books from the hero perspective, and I'm gonna clarify what I mean with this. Villains are usually overlooked and judged because the hero doesn't like them. As human beings with a brain, we should wonder why people do what they do. Like, sometimes they have no obviously there's actions that have no justification whatsoever, and even if they have reasons, they're not plausible reasons, so we cannot really justify the actions, which is what happens in Fairest. I don't think Queen Lavanna should be forgiven for what she has done in the past, and, well, in this case, in the future, because this is a novella before the first installment, so in the future. Because she went through a traumatic experience when she was growing up. A lot of people go through traumatic experiences and are perfectly nice, perfectly kind people that like to help everyone and do not hold grudges against who did that to them. I'm not saying that what happened to Queen Lavanna is justifiable. I don't know if that word exists. Like, I'm not defending her sister, obviously, because there's no possible explanation why she did that to Lavanna, but that shouldn't be a reason why she just went around making other people's life a living hell. So Ferris made me realize that sometimes we try to come up with reasons behind why the villains act the way they do, and sometimes we don't. And I think we should try to figure out why they do it, but there are some villains that they're just mean, and there's no other reason. The third book is Spring Awakening by Frank Vetkind. And the reason why this book made me think a lot, it's because of the subjects that are discussed in the book, which are sexuality and how society deals with it at the time of the play, which is 1890, around that time. Yeah. And I think most of it's still true to this day, because our parents tend to like not tell us everything about sexuality for some reason, because they grew up not talking about it, so they think it's some kind of mysterious thing that we shouldn't know about until we experience it. And when we do, we're just clueless. We don't know what to do. That's why there's so many pregnancies at the age of 16 and before even. That subject is explored in the book, and it ends in tragedy, and this book made me think a lot when I was reading it last year, and yeah. So now for the second book, I actually have two books, because both of them made me realize the same thing, basically. And the books are The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which I have the physical copy here, and Fangirl, which I don't have it here because I let my friend borrow it. So these two books made me realize how people look at us because we are not comfortable talking in public, or are not so skillful at making friends, which is the case of here Charlie, and it's the case of Kath, and both of them have a hard time coming out of their shells, which is something I struggle with as well, and I've been trying to like change, and it's a journey. And I think that these two books help a lot. If this one I think would help a lot in the beginning when you're really not coming out of your shell, and I think Fangirl, if you're still not completely comfortable speaking with people and meeting new people, then Fangirl would help a lot. Those two books made me think a lot about how people see me, and how people assume that I'm arrogant because I don't talk to them. I've been told that some people think I'm arrogant because I don't speak too much, and I'm just there like watching everyone without speaking at all, but I cannot speak with people as easily as some other of my friends. The first book is The Fault in Our Stars, so this is the Portuguese cover, A Culpa das Estrelas, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't particularly like this book. When I was reading it, I thought Hazel was a little bit annoying. I didn't like Hazel at all. She irritated me because she was always, oh, but we're going to die anyway, and why do you bother? Everyone's gonna die, and it was so pessimist that I didn't like Hazel. But this book made me think, because I'm kind of like Augustus. And I'm gonna explain why I think I'm kind of like Augustus. So, every single day of my life, I wonder what is the purpose in my life. What do I have to do? Like, what am I meant to do? What did I come to this world for? And will people think about me? Will I do something that will make them remember me? And Augustus is afraid of oblivion. And there's something that scares the hell out of me. I don't want to be forgotten. And reading this book made me realize that no matter if I write a best-selling novel, no matter if I win an Oscar, no matter if I find the cure for some disease, I will not be forgotten. Because my loved ones will remember me, even if it's like 10 hours after I die. And even if they don't, I will be dead. So what does it matter? Now it still bothers me, the thought, but that's what this book made me realize, that it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't. And I shouldn't be so scared, even though I still am. But I'm working on it. So this is it, guys, my top 5 books that made me think. And I want to make a shout out for my sister that made this necklace of Game of Thrones with the eggs, dragon eggs. If you want them, I'm gonna link in the description below her Facebook page, and you can take a look at what she sells if she has something that you're interested in. I know there's some Disney princess collection there. I know there's a Game of Thrones necklaces. There's a Vampire Diaries necklace. And there's a lot of anime related stuff. But yeah, you should take a look. And I'll see you on Friday with a book review. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Goodbye!